So I was watching that interview and is it Drink Champs? Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
shit with him and Nori.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that, man? That interview, brother.
Yeah, that's a nice twist, man, because well, all due respect to, like I said, the unity is helping New England to push our own narrative, right? Because all of these cities, we all got the same thing going on, and we're all just trying to highlight and pretty much document that these things are not just going on in Chicago or Florida or LA, they're going on here too, right? So now, as we're doing that, is a lot of people clearly who are not really aligning themselves with my morals, so to speak. I want to be as political as possible because at the end of the day, you got to remember, I'm not Coil Ray or Benzino. I'm me. So I have my own ideology and I have my own path to take in order to get to where I need to be. Yet as far as him in the interview, like I just don't really agree with a lot of the things that were done and that were said. And the Drink Champs interview was not even as bad as the interview with Dog Exposed that he told. You know what I'm saying? So you're on TV or the net or social media and you're trying to expose a citizen for giving up information on, you know, what was supposed to be a friend who you don't support that's in the joint, and yet you told on somebody and you're supposed to be a street dude. You're carrying yourself like a street dude. I don't agree with that. And free Roscoe, man. Shout out to him, hood boss. Free niggas. But not but again, that's a testament to what's going on and to fully answer your question. The Drink Champs interview was disappointing to me because people highlight things in order to paint their self in a nice light, and all they do for me is just more expose the stupidity that they, you know what I mean, or the agenda that continuously is being pushed by the powers that be. So systemic racism. Let's talk about that, right? Systemic racism is kind of a testament to what I didn't really touch on yet, kind of hinted at when I spoke about Bia and Millie's. Look at Benzino. Look at how he looks. Now, look at what he says, what he does. These things are not even you can't even really connect the things that he says. He's all over the place. So why is a person like that continuously being how do I say this? Basically continuously being praised or continuously being looked at as a person of interest or somebody to influencer, so to speak, because he's helping to push the narrative that these people put all these money in behind, right? Benzino's not, he's not helping anybody. Benzino lives probably in Miami somewhere. He's from Boston and does not live in Boston. The last time Benzino stepped foot in Boston, he was hiding. And that is part of the case where he told on. And before that, the last time he stepped foot in Boston, Cross slapped the shit out of him. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is, and I have nothing against Benzino. When I was younger, he gave me $20 just for being you know what I mean? Just for being around. So I like some of his music. I think he's a, you know what I mean, a dope artist, even though everything that he spits, people don't really gravitate towards. I'm from Boston, so a lot of the shit that he says, I understand where he's coming from, and I have to gravitate towards it because we don't have a bunch of people speaking for us. You feel what I'm saying? Like, New England don't got a bunch of artists, which is what we're even talking about here. You feel what I'm saying? So I just don't, I guess I'm disappointed because I wanted more. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think Benzino should do more for the culture and even for himself, because he's not even paying himself in a good light, and that don't look good for us. If I go, for instance, let's use myself and yourself. If I'm Haitian, but every time I go around, me and you go out, I'm making a fool of myself. You about to be like,
what is going on?
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you might disown me. Like, the next time I say I'm Haitian, you be like, nah, he's not Haitian. His mom's white. You know what I mean? Like, he's not Haitian at all.
Yo,
like,
man,
you feel what I'm saying? So, like, that's the feeling I'm getting from Benzino. Like, have mad love for him. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. What you're doing is disappointing me because I want more, right? I need more from you because you're the person who has the platform. You're the person who has the limelight on you. Yet what are you doing with it?
Yeah. By the way, man, do you think like the city of Boston like actually do they agree with like his narrative in Paul Pierce?
Hell no. How could Paul Pierce be a snitch, and you're not a snitch, and Paul Pierce is a basketball player? Let's just set the record straight for that, right? Paul Pierce is a basketball player. That's it. He's not a street dude. He's not a gangster. He didn't say he was a gangster. He's not shooting people. He's not going to jail. Paul Pierce is a citizen. I'm going to use the same analogy that we used before this interview even started. If your mom sees your sister being harmed, I won't use the word yet, being harmed, right? In a manner that the police are to come. And the police ask your mom, what happened to your daughter? Was she harmed? And your mom says yes. Is she a snitch? Absolutely not. Your mom is your mom, and your sister is now being helped by your mom, and hopefully being helped by the law enforcement who's there to get there. I've never been helped by law enforcement, yet hopefully in that situation they will be, and I will not look at the mom as a snitch. The same way I can't look at Paul Pierce as a snitch. Now he told, yes, you told. You definitely told. And if you ever try to be a street dude or say you didn't tell, then yeah, I'm going to expose the fact that you told because we all know. I'm not even going to expose it. I'm going to highlight the fact that you told because we all know it. Yet Paul Pierce can't be a snitch because he's not a street dude. Benzino is a snitch. He is appearing to be a street dude. He raps about gangster stuff. He has been in numerous vicinities portraying to be a gangster and told on somebody and got them time or probation or whatever the hell happened as a result to that case. It was because Benzino's statements. That is a snitch. So I don't agree with the narrative that Paul Pierce is a snitch because Paul Pierce is not a street dude. And that's where the lines get crossed when people start trying to force narratives onto people. Like, for instance, if your friend is nice at basketball, don't ask him to come with you to do a drill. Let him play basketball. Like, that's what's gonna get y'all out the hood, especially if you rapping or doing music or selling drugs. Unless you selling drugs because you find it fun and somebody has clearly lied to you, then you're doing that so you could get more money and you could better your situation, and then you could get yourself out of the situation that you're in, which is probably poverty or an urban neighborhood, the hood, right? And that is what your friend is doing by playing basketball. So you bringing your basketball friend on a drill is asinine. I say that because Paul Pierce is not a street dude. So trying to establish him as a snitch and utilize street, like street politics and forcing that narrative onto Paul Pierce is not fair. And it's not true. You know what I'm saying? He's a dude who told the police what happened. And free Hood Boss, free Roscoe.